All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So another one, we're going to talk about Rose Namajunas right now because she has a big ass fight and no one's talking about, she's out for blood, son. And I'm serious. I hadn't really thought that much about this fight for whatever reason, just because like you got Chandler and Ferguson on one side and you got Oliveira and Gaethje on the other. And it was just kind of like, all right, well, like, but man, the more I thought about this fight, the more fired up I got. Now, I just did a video on Tony Ferguson, and I realized after it already had like 2,000 views that the audio got jumbled halfway through. So it's going to be your guys' first look at what it's like to have a podcast with me because you're going to listen to it. It's a great video. But, you know, you could just listen and then tell me. We're going to use that as an experiment. You tell me if you'd like to have me posting podcasts, right? So if you just listen to it and just be like, yeah, man, I would listen to this guy's podcast, and let me know in the comments of that video. But on Rose, man, like I am fired up. Listen, okay, let me just put it to you like this, okay? Why do people love Rose Namajunas, right? It's because she's got her heart on her sleeve. She is so real, dude. People love authenticity, and she just wears it. But she is a beast, dude. Like, she's a soldier. Outside the octagon, she is like all heart. Like, she cries, she's planting plants. She's so overwhelmingly concerned about Pat that it like can mess with her mind. Like she's like an open heart, bleeding heart. Like she's just a really kind of soft person on the outside, but she's a savage on the inside, man. And here's the thing. She's my favorite female fighter and has been forever. Ever since I watched Mix Molly's first Pat and Rose Namajunas video, I was like, oh my God, she's like, I mean, anybody who watches that and she's not your favorite fighter after that, there's something wrong with you. But like, you know, like what makes me so excited about this video is about this fight is I feel like I understand her. I feel like I understand her and I feel like I understand her team. Like in terms of, I know what's important to her, or I think I know what's important to her. And I know that her team knows what's important to her. And Carla Esparza whipped her ass in a really, really big moment in her life. And she wants that back. She wants it back bad, dude. Now, what's crazy about Rose's career is, in my opinion, the highlight, the absolute pinnacle of Rose's like skill set thus far, in my opinion, is a fight she lost, which is crazy, dude. You know, like the fight that she had against Jessica Andrade at 55 when Andrade dropped her on her head and she won. If you go watch that fight, like seriously watch that fight, look at Rose in that fight. Rose made one mistake. You know, we talked about this the other day where we were saying like, you know, sometimes a fighter just gets caught and they get to tell themselves before the rematch, oh, I made one mistake. And you'd much prefer that you break a guy so that when he's going into the next fight, it's like, dude, he knows you broke him. You know, wasn't one mistake. He broke you. If there's an example of, oops, I made one mistake more so than that Rose and Jessica Andrade fight, show it to me. Because in that fight, she made one mistake. One. She was piecing Andrade apart. She committed to a Kimura. Like, you know, when she got lifted in the air, she's all, that's fine. Go ahead. Drop me. I'll Kimura you, bitch. And she got dropped on her head and got knocked out. But, like, she is so cold, dude. Like, that's the thing that's so fun about her is, you know, she's, like, she's all, like, you know, on the outside. You know, I'm crying. I'm so upset. You know, I'm over here and I'm doing, you know, she's like, she just wears her heart on her sleeve. And then she gets in the octagon and she is a fucking samurai, dude. And honestly, I'm going to tell you this right now. Having daughters and seeing, like, before, if you're a dude like me, you know, and I would imagine a lot of you guys are, if you've never had a kid, you view girls in a very specific way, right? Like, you see girls as, like, you know, you've never looked at a girl as a person that can be really strong. Like a girl that can, like, you know, like girls are just kind of like, you know, they're cool to have, like, they're friends, the hot ones, you kind of can't help yourself. You're all, yeah, we're friends. And you're kind of thinking about fucking them all the time. And like, it's just like, it's hard to explain. But when you have daughters, okay, when you actually have daughters and you get to actually watch them and you see especially if you have a daughter like mine, like my oldest, in comparison to the other ones, where she's made out of fucking steel in her mind, right? Like she's a fucking lunatic, man. Like she's running around, she's obnoxious. People, when I tell them that she's a jiu-jitsu fighter, like they can't even believe it. They're like, her? And I'm like, yeah, her. They don't understand. You stick her in the ring and she turns into a different person. She's born to fight, dude. Like she's born for it. And so like the same kinds of things that you respect in a dude who's a fighter, for some reason when it's a girl, it's more impressive to me, because it's like girls don't aspire to be fighters, you know? Like every dude that's not a complete pussy, you know, if you're like, dude, do you think it'd be badass to be like a super gangster ass fighter, you know, like a super tough guy? Everybody's like, fuck yeah. They're like, you know, most of them are like, I am a tough guy. You're all, yeah, okay. You know, yeah, oh, are you? Yeah, I am. I'm tough. I'm really tough. Are you? Tell me about your toughness. Well, one time a guy threw a quarter at my girlfriend and I headbutted him. Damn. That just shot you up to the top 5% of people who have ever even been in a fight. Maybe even less than that. Good for you. But like girls, you know, like unless they're like from the ghetto, like that's not a thing that girls naturally aspire to be. So when they are that, like when they're like samurai style, like they're fucking warriors, it's much more impressive. And that's exactly what Rose is, dude. Like because another thing is she doesn't look like she's a fighter. She's like a dainty little baby, you know? Like she looks like a girl you want to take out on a date and then carry around like a baby, you know? A little 115-pound baby. I carry Gabrielle around like a little baby. When I think about the fact that Rose is fucking like, what's her name? Gabrielle size? It trips me out, dude. It trips me out because, you know, they get in the octagon and they fucking smash. It doesn't register that they're both these tiny little things. But Rose is my wife's size. My wife is fucking tiny, dude. Anyway. But she lost in a big ass fight. You know, she wants that fight back, dude. She wants that fight back bad. She is going, dude, I think she's going to smash her. I think Rose is going to retain her title. I think she's going to smash her. And I think that Joanna and Wei Li are going to fight again, and whoever wins that is probably going to fight Rose again, and it's going to be fucking awesome. But this fight is for Rose, you know? Like this one is specifically for Rose, and I'm here for it, dude. I am very, very excited to watch it. Now, one thing I also wanted to talk to you guys about is my number one sponsor, Yo Kratom. And you want to know why? Because I put it in my Tony Ferguson video and then the audio got messed up. And so I'm doing it again. So if you guys didn't know, $60 kilograms on Yo Kratom. They are the bomb. Straight up, I'm telling you right now. Okay? If you think I'm lying, look at this. Okay? Look at this. I didn't believe you about it. You know, I didn't believe you. But it's true. I thought it was bullshit. It's the bomb. I told you, dude. The highest quality kratom. You got every single option, and they're $60 kilograms. Where are you going to find that? Tell me where you're going to find that. Anyway, get on it. You'll love it. It'll be there in 2 days. It's unbelievable. All right. So, I mean, when I think about this fight, I mean, it's relatively straightforward. If Rose is able to keep it on the feet, she wins. Period. You know? If she's able to keep it on the feet, she wins. Now, here's another thing to keep in mind, though. Like, if you think that, you know, when you're thinking through like the greatest female fighters in, you know, in MMA history, you've got a short list. You got Amanda Nunes, Cyborg, Valentina Shevchenko, and then who? Joanna and Rose, right? Rose has beat Joanna twice. So you got her. She's 100% without any shred of doubt a top 5 all-time greatest female fighter. Probably the greatest strawweight ever. Because, I mean, no, I think it's Joanna. Really? She beat Joanna twice. You know, she beat Joanna twice. I want to tell you guys a story actually about Rose real quick. So the first time, like I didn't watch I didn't watch that season of Ultimate Fighter. So the first time that I actually watched Rose Namajunas fight was against Paige Van Zandt. Okay. So I think that was actually the first fight where she had shaved her head. So I literally didn't know who she was. I knew who Paige was. And so it was like, here's Rose Namajunas against Paige Van Zandt. And I was like, who's this chick with the shaved head? And I watched her fucking smash Paige. Like straight up ice cold. The same kind of ice cold that she went into the Joanna and Jacek fight with. Do you guys remember that? Like, anyway, I'll get to that in a second. But so Rose put it on Paige and whipped her fucking ass, you know, whipped her fucking ass. And I remember watching that. And then she, you know, and then she beat the Karate Hottie or whatever. And then she got her title shot against Joanna. And I bet on her in that fight. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because I was watching that buildup, dude. And Joanna was talking so much shit. The boogie woman's coming for you. You're mentally unstable. You don't think you don't have what it takes to be champion. And I would just watch Rose and she was just like, and I'm like, she's either going to fold or she's going to fuck Joanna up. Like, she's either just going to completely fold or this is going to be energy to her. Because if you're the quiet one and someone keeps running their mouth, it takes all the pressure off you. You know, it's like, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Scary. Keep on talking, dude. Keep on talking. Because if you haven't said anything, there's no fucking pressure on you, especially if everyone thinks you're going to lose. So I bet on her. She was a plus 540 underdog, and I won that motherfucking fight. That was on the same fight card as George St. Pierre against Bisping, and I remember that because I was there watching it, and that was, yeah. And that was on the same one as also Cody Garbrandt versus TJ. I think it was the second one, actually. But, wait, is that right? Could that have been that long ago? Anyway. But she came out and she smoked her, you know, knocked her out in the first round. So fucking badass. Thug Rose! Thug Rose! She just was ice cold in the face of what should have been tremendous pressure, dude. And so you think about that person, you think about that girl went in against Jessica Andrade, just ice cold. Going in against Carla Esparza, who has rattled off a bunch of consecutive wins, who's very confident, who beat the shit out of her last time. And she's going in there for fucking blood, dude. Like, seriously. Like, Rose is going to want to put it on her. She's going to want to fuck her shit up. She's going to want to fuck her up before she fucking finishes her. I'm serious, man. Like, all joking aside, Rose is going into this fight ready to fuck her up before she finishes her. Like, Carla beat her ass. Like, she whipped her ass. And now Rose is the best in the world. You think she doesn't want that back? You think she doesn't want to fucking smash her before she takes it from her? She, like, I'm telling you, she's going to come in there ready to smash. Like, this is an enormous fight for her. For Rose, okay? Like, I'm not talking about, like, for the UFC, the Grand UFC. For Rose, this is an enormous fight. An enormous fight. And I'm here for it, son. Let's go.